Coxman, Citizen of the Year. Good for him.
Cold Pursuit is a black comedy action film written by Frank Baldwin and directed by Hans-Petter Moland. The film is a remake of the Norwegian film In Order of Disappearance and stars Liam Neeson as a snowplow driver turned vigilante after his son is murdered by a gang. Now I love a good Neeson action film. Films like Taken and The Commuter are some of my favorites of his. And when the first trailer came out, something about the movie just didn't look that good to me. But then, early reviews of the movie were generally positive. The film currently holds a 74% on Rotten Tomatoes, and since that grade is better than Taken, I assume that this might be better than Taken. Wow, I was wrong. Yeah, I did not enjoy this movie at all. It's in the top 20 worst films I've ever seen, and I'm going to tell you why, but first I'm going to have to start with the positives. What was good about this movie? Liam Neeson gives a good performance, despite the fact that he's essentially playing the same character he's been playing for the past 11 years. This is just another badass looking for revenge role, and it's hard for him to not play that role well. And, that's it for the positives. A good Neeson performance. Not a great one, a good one. Now let's get into what I hated about this film. So I'm not gonna lie, I found a fair bit of entertainment in the first 30 to 40 minutes of the movie. It was just Neeson finding out about his son's death and then going to kill the people who did it. It was just what I wanted from a Neeson action film. But after that, the film just went downhill, and every single extra minute this movie was taking from my valuable time started to eat away at my soul. After the first act, Neeson's character pretty much vanishes from the screen. He only appears again from time to time, and the rest of the movie is pretty much just focused on 3 more little subplots. We have the bad guy subplot, the Native American subplot, and the police officer subplot. After the first 30 minutes when we have a good amount of action, there's almost no action for the rest of the movie. It's just various people talking to each other. So yeah, you were expecting a revenge movie starring Liam Neeson as pretty much his character from Taken killing bad guys left and right? Turns out, Neeson is barely in this movie at all. And this is the danger of misleading marketing. I think this movie is similar to The Foreigner. Both movies have trailers advertising a film in which a man loses their child to the bad guys, and they have to become a vigilante and kill the people who did it. These trailers have action in them, but it's essentially all the action that there is in the film. After the first act, which is where 90% of the trailer footage is from, the movie takes a hard left and starts focusing on other people standing in rooms and talking, while the action hero appears in about 3 more scenes for the rest of the film. This movie disappointed me with how much focus is drawn away from Neeson's revenge plot and how much focus is put on this very strange story about the gang members who end up in a serious rivalry with a group of Native American drug dealers. So much of this film is just filler. A bunch of unnecessary scenes that I did not give 2 shits about, all included to pad the movie's runtime. This movie is not a revenge movie, it's just a... What the hell is this movie? I mean, it's an action film, but there are only about 5 total minutes of action in the movie. Even the action scenes in the film are completely forgettable. The first few are just Neeson punching people over and over and over and over again. Then the movie's climax is a big shootout in which Neeson kills somewhere between 1 and 0 people. Nothing about this movie is memorable at all. The action is almost non-existent and forgettable, and so much of this movie is just the bad guys talking about what to do, the Native Americans talking about what to do, and the police doing God knows what. Neeson's character also doesn't have any arc at all. He goes from normal snowplow driver to ruthless vigilante in the span of about 3 minutes. And then after that, Neeson is just either killing people or talking to people. This movie has a very ridiculous, boring plot that I didn't care about. I wanted to see Liam Neeson inventing new ways to kill bad guys, and I didn't want to see a movie more appropriately called Bad Guys vs. Indians. I cannot believe a movie with bad action, subpar comedy, a bad story, a non-existent protagonist, and not a single character arc could receive such positive reviews from critics. Now, this isn't the worst Liam Neeson movie I've ever seen, because that award goes to Taken 3. This movie has entertaining moments in it, no doubt, but so much of this film is a bland story filled with pointless scenes and very little Liam Neeson. The characters are so forgettable and one-dimensional that they might as well have been walking signs reading good guy and bad guy. The film also has a lot of missed opportunities. There's a scene in which Neeson's character is driving away from 2 bad guys, and I was like, yes! We're about to have an awesome car chase! But no, he loses to bad guys in approximately 10 seconds. No joke, I was gearing up for a thrilling action sequence only to have the bad guys lose Neeson as soon as it started. I also noticed some strange editing choices in the film. There are some scenes in the movie where the camera cuts and it takes me a second to realize the scene actually changed. and some scenes feel like they end right in the middle of a scripted conversation. This movie is a mess. I can't believe it's getting positive reviews. It's a bad movie with entertaining part, but so much of the movie is focused on the bad guys and the Native Americans. And as a result, you nearly forget that Liam Neeson is supposed to be the main protagonist. I'm gonna give Cold Pursuit a 6.2 out of 10. Why 6.2? This movie didn't put me to sleep, nor did it make me want to kill myself. The story, while drab and uninteresting, never became convoluted, nor did it ever put me to sleep. And like I said, parts of the film are entertaining enough, but I don't recommend this movie. This is a disappointing film, and believe it or not, I like Taken 2 more than this movie. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more reviews in the future, please subscribe.